I'll save that for culture finding.
Hey! Do some Kevin Smith. Hey. Do you watch any of his podcasts?
I have not. I have a whole bunch of them in my queue, but I haven't listened to them yet.
I am a huge Fat Man. It was Fat Man on Batman, and now it's Fat Man Beyond. And I watch every week. Like, I drive all day, for God's sake, so...
Right.
So, like, I always listen. And every time we start a podcast, I just want to start it by going, hey!
You did that so loud that your mic feed cut, so it sounded so funny in my ear. It was like,
Brandon said it should be
Oh
in
my
30 minutes, so we should have Brandon on the show in 30 minutes. Welcome back to episode 6 of Shonen Dad's podcast.
Hell yeah.
We got your boy Yeti over here, looking all good in the Spider-Man. Me, Nabby, and my Dragon Ball. I had a different Dragon Ball shirt, but Kristen actually just put it in the wash, and I was like ready to show that one off. I found it at a Journeys while she was going into Carter's. She had to wait in line to go into Carter's, so I went next door. There was a Journeys. I was like, that's a cool Dragon Ball shirt. And it was the manga cover of like Goku looking down at Frieza, and they're like looking each other in the face. I was like,
yeah,
I need that. So that one was.
I almost bought a Goku flat bill today, specifically because it wasn't super orange. Because orange is like my least favorite color, so that's why I don't have any like Goku stuff. But it was mostly white and blue with like orange accents. It had the Kame House logo, and it said Son Goku. And I was like, oh shit, we're going sub on this. So I was going to buy it, and then I forgot. I think I got this instead, actually. But Spider-Man's been in my life longer than Goku, so...
Has he?
In mine.
90s?
I didn't find... yeah. Well...
96 is when Spider-Man came out.
The cartoon. I read comic books.
Okay.
My dad's OG in this comic book stuff. Like, he gave me a bunch of old comics. I've since sold a bunch of them because I fell on financial hard times, and I asked him, like, hey, do you care if I sell some of these? He's like, that's why I gave them to you. It was for your future, so. But, like, some of them were a big pill to swallow. I had Fantastic Four number 48, which is the first appearance of Galactus and Silver Surfer, and I had to sell it, and it hurt so bad.
You know, I was
like so bad.
My dad was the same way. He wasn't a huge fan, but he had comics, and like, of course, still to this day, he talks about how I ripped up his Wolverine. I'm pretty sure he says it's a first appearance of Wolverine. I think he's lying to me when he says that. But I ripped that up, supposedly, which is the Incredible Hulk cover. Yeah, Incredible Hulk.
Number 180.
Yeah, 180. And I think he just says that.
And then the cover that people think of as 181, that's where they actually fight.
Yep.
But the first appearance of Wolverine is the last panel on the last page of Incredible Hulk 180.
Yep. But he says I ripped that
That's
up.
what I know.
And he still to this day talks about me doing that as a baby. And I'm like, well, that's your fault. You're giving a baby a comic book like that, so that's on you.
Mm-hmm.
But it's funny, like, now looking back at, like, the comics that he gave me as a kid, when I really started getting to collecting was, like, when I was a teenager. And I remember I found, like, his secret origins, like, Wolverine that he had that I, like, always wanted just because he had it. It was in like a 99-cent pile, and I always thought it was going to be like some gem or something like that to find, and I find it in a 99-cent box.
Right. That was always the best. I had this, it was Venom issue number 1, and I, to this day, have expected it to like jump up in price, and I can only sell it for like $8. Like, nobody cares about this book. Like,
I sold. What did I sell recent? I haven't sold anything in a while. I think the last book I sold was Death of Donatello, and that's just because I bought 4 of them.
Yeah.
So I wanted 4 of them. That's the only book I've bought multiple of.
I bought multiples of a lot of the new 52 when it launched, and have since sold almost all of my duplicates.
That's an era of comic books that really pissed me off. So that's when I really got full
New 52?
into it. Yes. I got full into New 52. Static Shock was good. I don't know why they ended that.
And it
after
only
8.
lasted like... Was it 8 or 6?
8. All their
8?
The whole point of New 52 was supposed to be 52 comic books. We're bringing in 40 freaking brand new books that are going to be towards these characters that don't get no love. Static Shock, Shazam, Vibe,
Red Lanterns.
Red Lanterns. I think Red Lanterns lasted longer than 8 though.
I think it got a year.
Yeah, it got a year.
I think it got 12 issues.
But
Red Hood and the Outlaws, no, that lasted okay.
that lasted until the end. That went into the end.
That did.
But yeah, they ended all these Blue Beetle was another one, and they ended them all after 8 issues, and I'm like, what the fuck? But I really like the New 52. I really enjoyed.
I loved
that
the New
era.
52.
The only thing that it was right after Forever Evil, they started Future's End, and I can't remember the other thing. It was Batman Eternals. Both started at the same time.
Yeah.
And
The IDW Ninja Turtles is criminally underrated. I don't know why people don't talk about it.
yeah, I'm a big fan of that. But when those two...
So my girlfriend's wrangling cats. They're going insane right now. We got 4. We're breaking in a new one, and our oldest is just not having it.
No.
So she's just wrangling them to get them out of here to close the door. You can leave Reese. He ain't gonna do nothing. Sorry about that.
Oh, you were fine. But yeah,
I have babies and fur babies.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
when those
yeah,
two
comic
started-
books have always been a huge part of my life. So whenever universes reboot, I always feel the need to try and check out. I'm not gonna do New 52. Literally the first issue of all 52 new comics I bought to check them all out, and I stuck with 20 something of them, and it was exhausting. So I narrowed it down to 6, and then some of my 6 would get canceled. All Star Western got canceled, and I was like, well, shit. And so I picked up Superboy instead, because Superboy's in my top 5 comic book characters ever, but New 52 really did him dirty.
You didn't like New 52?
I did not like
Superboy?
New 52 Superboy. No.
I loved it.
I like that they made him feel more different. They made him feel like his own thing, but I also feel like that made him boring. Because I kind of like that he's a young, nerfed Superman with an attitude and 2 dads. I kind of really dig that.
I was a big fan of the costume. I don't.
Yeah, I like the
t-shirt.
Superboy Tron, as people tend to call it. But yeah, I liked that. But they gave him mental powers, and I was like, I see what you're doing. You're trying to give him things Superman doesn't do.
That's the thing I liked. I like the TK powers. Let's differentiate him from Superman by giving him this. I mean, I think it also made him a little bit too OP at the same time, but then it didn't really work out either, so I don't know.
Right. I was reading Legion of Superheroes, but I stopped and I don't remember why. But there was a reason. I was reading a book and a book ended and I was like, I just stopped reading Legion of Superheroes for whatever reason.
Which one?
That was the book that takes place in the 25th century.
I know that. I'm talking about
It's got,
which ones. There's a few. Was it the New 52?
Oh, the New 52 ones.
Oh, yeah. I didn't even know they had one for the New 52.
Mm-hmm. And it started really cool because they put a lot of emphasis on Chameleon Boy instead of always focusing on Brainiac 5, who's a cool character. He's fine. But it really focused on Chameleon Boy and Bouncing Boy, and I really liked that. But something happened. I don't know if somebody died or if one of them turned evil and it didn't make sense. But I remember just, like, literally finishing the book and closing it and sitting it down and just not buying any more issues. Just hard quit, rage quit on this comic.
Are you current with any of the Rebirth stuff? Well, not anymore. Rebirth.
And I'm right. I was gonna do. I don't remember if it was called Swamp Thing or Journeys into whatever. But I tried to check them out because he's my favorite comic book character ever. Is Swamp Thing. But the art style, I could not get into. He looked like he was made out of clay, and it was bright green, and he had real big eyes, like real big expressive eyes, and I was like, "This ain't my Swamp Thing. I can't read this." Was
it similar to like how they did Red Hood and the Outlaws, like from like issue 16 to like 22, where it looked kind of cartoony?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah.
They did the Swamp Thing, which is like an insanely grim character and story.
Yeah.
Like, he's never happy. Like,
I don't know
and they
why.
made it look like he was drawn with, like, markers. Yeah. And I was like...
They did that with a lot of books. So they just started like, oh, we'll make it look similar to cartoons and people like it more. Nope. No one liked it.
I wonder if it was a budgetary constraint. Because it happened to a lot of them at, like, the same time.
I would say the only books I really kept up with Rebirth, well now just Universe, is Nightwing. I still read Nightwing. I'm behind though on Hal Gordon and the Green Lanterns. I think he got the axe though. I can't remember, but that was actually a cool story. How they did that.
I've always very much loved the Green Lanterns, but I don't like... I'm weird. I don't like them being part of the Justice League or on other teams, because I'm like, they're space cops. Just let them go be space cops. Like, they don't need to be on these other teams. Like, I don't get it. Like,
and that's what
like, work with the Justice League. I get that, but Hal and John just being part of the Justice League, but I'm like, you guys have other duties.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of other duties.
They kind of did that with Rebirth.
On top of them having, like, normal jobs, too.
Yeah.
Like, John Stewart's a carpenter. Or architect. That's what it is.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is a lot. People like Guy Gardner, I get. He's just a football coach. Like, ooh, he's got an off-season.
Then you got Kyle Reiner, who's an artist, so that dude can go away and people just be like,
he's my favorite.
He's learning. That's my favorite. Kyle's my all-time favorite.
I love Kyle. Do you like Simon Baz?
Yeah, I am a fan of Simon just because he carries a gun. That was like the coolest thing they did.
He carries a legit gun.
He's like, I don't expect the ring to work.
He's a real cop. He's a real cop that they turn into a space cop, and he's like, I'm still carrying my gun, just so y'all know.
I thought that was
I like him. I like him a lot.
But they dropped Kyle Reiner. You know how he became a White Lantern in New 52?
Yeah.
He becomes a Green Lantern again in New Birth. Or Rebirth, not New Birth. Sinestro Corp and Green Lanterns merge to be like the Green Yellow Corp. Yes.
What the fuck?
And John Stewart's in charge of all of them.
Okay, well that's cool.
Yeah.
I was like, they always make Hal the big deal, and I like Hal Jordan, but I like John so much more.
Well, Hal becomes kind of like the Guardians. He is now.
Oh, he's like on Oa?
Yes. Like, he is like the almighty. Like, he is the most powerful lantern now. Like, he's like constructs things without rings. He doesn't need a battery anymore. They went nuts with him. So
That's crazy.
Yeah, so like he's like now trying to control this power that he now has, and I'm like volume 3, I think of it. It is. I haven't collected loose of DC in a long time.
Kyle is still the first, and I think so far only Lantern to wear one of every color besides black and white.
Yep.
He had all the rings on at one time. He couldn't handle it. He almost died, but he did do it.
Yep. Yeah, he's my favorite. I was so bummed Injustice
I love
2
Kyle.
didn't give me a skin of him. I was so pissed. I wanted a skin.
I've heard it's because like they planned on him being the Lantern in Injustice 3, but now like there's talks Injustice 3 might not even happen.
It's so. Ed Boon just tweeted that he's doing it right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's not.
I heard that it might not happen like a couple weeks ago.
They were not expecting to do an Injustice 3 for until like maybe 5 years. They were hoping to do Mortal Kombat for a long time. When the Evo announcement came out, that killed about like 40% of Mortal Kombat's like online players. And then with now Evo being an online event, Mortal Kombat's back because it has good netcode. They've revamped it, but I'm pretty sure they still have Injustice in the works for like coming out next year or the following year. They're not going to do another season of Mortal Kombat 11. They just can't.
No. I'm sad that Ash Williams got cut. Like he was going to be in Mortal Kombat 11. Yeah. They teased him twice, but he's officially been cut, and I think that's a bummer.
I don't understand it. Like it was so lame.
Because it was going to be him and one other Mortal Kombat character, and they decided to axe both of them.
I'm pretty sure it was Takedo.
Yeah, it is. It was Takedo.
That was my MKX player. That's who I played as him. Now I'm using Fujin. That
was your main?
Yep.
I was real lame in Mortal Kombat X because I was a Jason main to the end, and he was never above mid-tier.
No.
But I loved him.
That's who...
I tried. I tried to play Tor. I tried to play Tor hard, and I was like, this character sucks. Because I love my big bodies, so I was just like... And Mortal Kombat is infamously bad with their big bodies. Besides maybe Goro and X, he was pretty good.
I can't remember the guy. He threw rocks in X.
Tremor.
Did you ever use him? Did you like him?
Yeah, he was good.
Yeah.
He was good. But I could not stay away from Jason. And I didn't use, like, Slasher, the one where he has the machete, is, like, widely considered his best variant, and I didn't use that.
No, you probably used, what's that, Eternal? Where it gives him, like, back 50% health after you kill him?
Yeah, because I used him as a grappler.
Yep.
And I was like, I can just keep rushing people down and come back with half my health. Like, yeah.
Yep.
Why wouldn't I do that? Like, I play like Itabashi Zangief plays Zangief, where he just constantly walks forward and takes damage and just doesn't care. Because he's like, if I have this much health left but I kill you, I still win. Like,
oh, look who decided to show up.
Hey!
I can't hear him, can you? No, we can't hear you, buddy. We hear you tapping on the mic. You're just not talking. It's not us. You can't blame us. He's trying to blame us.
Yeah.
I know he is.
The entire time I was telling you exactly what was going on, and I told you I know you can't hear me because I didn't have it on voice activated. I had a push to talk. And I didn't tap the mic, by the way. He did.
Oh.
That was me.
That's why I pointed. But I also said you can't read lips because I clearly spoke everything with my lips.
Dang it. You ruined
pulling a Jeff Gordon.
Wait, what?
Jeff Gordon enunciates too much, and me and my friends make fun of him for it.
Jesus Christ.
He's like, I'm very happy to have won the Daytona 500, and I'm like, are you a cyborg? Like, why are you talking like this?
I gotta fix.
I hate NASCAR.
Brandon,
you
ruined
people are
everything.
horrible.
What did we do?
I did not. I did not.
Brandon, did you see this?
My kids and wife needed my attention. That is way more important than anything else. I don't give a fuck. I will stop going to work for that. Ooh. This is way more important
What if this
than
was
anything else.
What if it was just like this the rest of the time?
My dick? Oh, wait, I can't say that.
My dick's made of rocks.
No, Johnny's answer. Johnny's answer to him
I can't.
in the movie, the second movie. He's like, so how do you and her, you know? And he goes, that's none of your business. I was like, it's okay. I'm sorry. I just don't want to wake up one morning to see how she knew she died to a rock slide. Oh my God, that Johnny literally. If they do a live action again and try to like remake all of it, make it better, which I thought the first Fantastic Four is fantastic.
Marvel has the rights to it again, so they probably will redo it, and it probably will be better.
I want Johnny as Johnny, because that was fucking.
You want Cap to come back as Johnny?
I was about to say that. I was like, you want Captain America?
Dude, don't lie to me and tell me he wasn't perfect for that role.
He was.
No, he was good. He was very good.
His comedy, his voice, like the way he portrayed his body, it was just like, I'm a dick. Fuck off.
I think he was really good. I think the casting for Thing was really good. I think the suit was terrible. He looked like he was made out of Nerf footballs, and it was really distracting.
At least it wasn't Green
No,
Lantern.
it wasn't Green Lantern bad. No, because it was a practical effect, and I applaud them for that. That was above and beyond. But he looked like he was made of Nerf, like. And in Fantastic, which is just bad, Miles Teller as Mr. Fantastic was actually really good casting. Because Miles Teller's amazing, and he should just be in more things.
Miles Teller, I'm a fan of, and I was a fan of the guy they casted as the Thing, because I'm a big fan of Jumper.
I think.
Yeah.
What was his name? So the new Fantastic Four is horrendous in my opinion.
Yeah,
it has a good story. Like the story's there, but they ruined it. They ruined that story.
The only part of that movie I like is when they just airdrop Thing into that base, and I was like, yeah, you have a big rock guy, use him. You know, we need to get in there, and Thing falls from the sky. I'm like, yeah, there you go.
I liked Dr. Doom in that one. I liked the actor. I liked the way he played him. He played him like a depressed kid, and then when he got the power, he was an overpowered depressed kid.
Mm-hmm.
It was Dr. Doom. Because Dr. Doom, when he first gets his powers, was not Dr. Doom. It was just like, me.
You know why people hate Dr. Doom? So, it was like, I think it was like
he steals everything from everybody
or
else.
200 comics. They never showed his face. And they asked him why he wore the mask. And he finally shows his freaking face. And it's one, like, scratch down his face.
Yeah.
And he's perfect. Like, he was still the most beautiful man in the world and everything. He had nothing to be upset about. He was just imperfect in his standpoint. To a scar.
I've heard Marvel is planning on him being the next big bad. Like, the next Thanos. For this upcoming...
not.
Couple phases.
No,
I
think it's totally doable.
Look. What we need.
I think it's totally doable.
What we need, and this is just my opinion.
I think he's the second best comic book villain of all time. I think it's totally doable.
What we need for comic book villains right now, DC needs to fucking get on its high horse and finally bring out Brainiac. It was teased at way too fucking much, and we need it. I want it. But then the other thing. I know who you want. We're not gonna. That's too soon. That's like bringing in Thanos.
I want Bizarro.
That's like bringing in Thanos before you have the Avengers. No, he doesn't want Bizarro. I know who he wants.
I want Bizarro.
Tell him who you want.
Bizarro #1.
Darkseid.
You can't have Darkseid unless the Justice League exists, and the Justice League doesn't exist yet.
Bullshit.
But they do.
Superman loses. Fuck. God damn it. Green Lantern loses. Manhunter barely loses, but he still fucking loses because he's a bitch.
I want to
You can
go
just breathe
pick up
warmly on Martian Manhunter and win.
New 52
He's like,
comic books.
And he's like, oh no!
Go pick up
Sorry, go ahead.
the first 8 New 52 Justice League comic books, where their first big baddie that they all interact against is Darkseid.
That is true. They did just swing for the fences with Darkseid right away.
Yeah,
Yep.
but I mean, they shouldn't. I haven't read it, but I'm guessing they probably win, which is bullshit because any of the other comics or the animated shows or anything like that, Darkseid is such a big baddie that it takes Superman basically cracking, which to the point where he's able to kill somebody.
Yeah,
and he was going.
He's
to.
like, I will kill him if I get the chance.
Yep.
Like, he's said that. He's
It
like,
took
I will kill
that
Darkseid if I
much.
can.
It took that much just to stop him, not fucking finish him off, just to stop him. And then Batman comes in and goes, I know the codes to every single bomb on your planet, and I'm gonna blow it the fuck up. And Darkseid's like, oh.
Can we talk about the fact that Batman has punched Darkseid in the face? It didn't do anything, but he punched him in the face. Like, and Darkseid was like, "Oh, okay."
Batman.
And then Batman dodges an Omega Beam, which I'm like,
Batman.
how you do?
Batman has put every Justice League character, not just villains, every character to their knees once at least, and has contingencies for every single Justice League person.
And his contingency
give a
for
fuck.
himself is the Justice League.
Right. He doesn't give a fuck about the bad guys. He's more worried about if the Justice League ever goes bad. He has contingencies for that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he put
That's
Superman
really
to
fucked
his
him over
knees.
one time though.
Well, yeah, but he put Superman to his knees with electricity without fucking kryptonite, and then kryptonited him just to be a dickhead. He took Green Lantern's ring when he wasn't paying attention. That was fantastic. We lost him.
Yep, he's gone
Oh,
forever.
no. He what?
He's gone forever.
He's gone forever?
Yep.
How do you know that?
I don't know. I don't know what happened.
He probably just DC'd.
Yep.
But Batman takes Green Lantern's ring without him even noticing in the middle of a fight. He basically bitch slapped Wonder Woman, but they're a thing, so I don't know how the fuck that works. He basically debunked Marvin Manhunter's ability to be a badass by teaching him a lesson in fighting, and then he has a contingency for Shazam to counter all magic. Batman may not have any superpowers, and people may say he's a bitch compared to Superman, but he's the badass Justice League character. He can take anybody. He takes on Darkseid and has no powers, and Darkseid takes on Superman like he's a pussy. But then, like I said, when Superman finally cracks, Darkseid gets his ass kicked.
I'm gonna tell you one reason. Alright, so they should just take the entire first 7 issues or 8 issues or whatever it was
DC.
of
Happy Father's Day, everyone, by the way.
it's not until next weekend.
I'll still say it anyway.
I know.
It's respect, my dude.
They should take the first 8 issues, turn that into a movie, so I can get 2 scenes. I can get Green Lantern figuring out who's under Batman and go, who the heck are you? And then Batman turn around and steal his rig and say, what are you besides this? I want that scene. Like, more than anything. And then I want Darkseid to run from Batman. That's it.
Darkseid gets... Dude, the what was it? It wasn't Doomsday. There was a movie where Batman infiltrates Darkseid's planet. And he finds the codes for Darkseid's bombs, those big-ass explosion bombs that could literally kill anything in existence.
You're talking about the animated movie War.
Yeah.
That's
He
based
finds
off
the codes for the bomb.
8 issues of New 52.
Yeah.
He scares the shit out of Doomsday just by saying, I have the codes to the bomb. He goes, can't even speak that language. He says the codes out loud, and Darkseid's like, the fuck?
Yeah.
I like Robin more than Batman.
I'm a Nightwing fan. So, of course, I'm a Robin fan.
I like Tim Drake
I honestly
a
feel
lot.
like they created Red Hood just because you had Red Skull in Marvel.
No, they created Red Hood because they literally did a poll and didn't think people would actually want to kill off Jason Todd. They killed him off.
And they did.
And then everyone went batshit nuts because they killed him off.
Yeah,
And then Superboy Prime punched reality in the face and brought Jason Todd back to life. This is a real thing that happened.
Do you get what I'm saying, though? Like, Red Hood, Red Skull...
If you think about it, cancel
Red
culture...
Hood was Joker's first alter ego as well.
Yeah. If you guys really think about it,
Oh, shit.
DC comic fans were the cancel
How can you
culture...
stay calm with that?
Was the culture... or cancel culture before we had a cancel culture. Because they canceled Robin and then threw a fit and got him back.
This is the first ever reality TV show where the reality won and the TV show lost.
Yeah.
Not only did they delete Jason Todd, but he died a brutal death. Like, they really killed Jason Todd.
Dude,
Who
no,
did
no,
kill
that-
him? It wasn't Alan Moore. Alan Moore did Killing Joke, which...
Yeah, he paralyzed Robert Gordon.
Who got
the right to that? I want to know.
The death
I forget.
The death of Joker? The death of Joker?
In the family, right?
Yeah, death in the family.
Yeah.
The death of Joker when Batman Robin captures Batman. I mean Batman captures Joker captures Robin. Batman can't find him, and when he finally finds him, he's been beaten to like hell and back again and turned into the mini Joker.
You're talking about Batman Beyond.
That's pretty good.
That was fucked up. I mean,
good.
Jason Todd got beat the shit out of by a crowbar,
and blown up.
But I mean, how much torture do you have to endure to turn into that shit? And
then it doesn't
kill
work.
him, and then kill him, and still become it.
Yeah, but he turned long enough to kill OG Joker, and eventually they do rehab him back.
Yeah, but then another Joker shows up.
Because there's always another Joker. Because reasons.
See, Batman
Now there's
Beyond,
3 Jokers, or is that not a thing anymore, Christian?
You got Daughter of Joker. You have there's only 2.
do we count the Joker from Batman Forever?
What are you talking about?
Is it Forever or Beyond?
There was a comic book continuity recently. I think Rebirth killed it. Batman got to ask a question, and he asked, "Who is the Joker? Like, what is the Joker's real name?" And they gave him
he
like
asked
3
God
answers.
who the Joker is. Yeah.
Yeah, and he got 3 answers. So there's been 3 Jokers the whole time.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's fucking dumb.
Yeah, but they never said what the God actually said. People just assumed. He could have been.
But
telling
they did
him
show
where.
They did show 3 different bubbles above Batman's head, though.
Yeah, those 3 bubbles could have been anything. It could have been like locations. It could have been people. It could have been like he's
But
like
then,
the
like-
one who killed his parents, the one who turned from a psych ward, and then the other one.
But then it came out that like Joker was like supernatural and had been alive for like 100 and something years, and I was like, this is dumb.
Yeah,
I hate this.
I mean,
Like,
it goes a bit far. I like it's Batman Beyond because it's with the young Batman and everything. I like the Joker in that one because he puts a what's that like a memory device on that scientist, and it starts turning him into the fucking Joker.
yeah.
Brandon, I have a book because it seems like you really like Batman Beyond.
It's cool.
New 52 did a thing called Batman Beyond 2.0. And I highly recommend you read it. It like crosses like
Is that when
you get
is
Batman
that when Tim
and
Drake
that one-
is Batman?
Yes. No.
Okay. Yeah, it's good.
Maybe.
There's
all
one
kinds
where
of different
that
stuff.
bat suit is worn by Tim Drake.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's super mixed up.
Yeah.
But the one where Tim Drake is wearing the Batman Beyond suit is fantastic.
They do
It's so
stuff
good.
where, like, Batman comes back in time, they go forward in time. You see Nightwing and Terry finally meet, which everyone wanted that dream fight between those two. You get to see that.
And then there's a continuity where Terry's kind of Bruce Wayne's son, and then there's son where they're like, no, that's not a thing. Don't worry about that. Like,
you also have
they
shit
mess with it a lot. Like,
where the reason why Robin became Batman, because it's all still based off of the animated series. The reason why Dick Grayson left being Robin for a while is because Batman was banging his girlfriend and got her pregnant. Yeah, they do all this crazy stuff in Batman Beyond 2.0.
What?
I swear to God.
he's
Like,
not
Barbara
joking.
Gordon gets knocked up and has a miscarriage because, like a robber's, like, running out of the bank while she's walking into it, and it smashes her in the stomach, and she loses the baby. And, like, she was never going to
But it
tell
was
Drake.
Bruce's.
Yeah, she was never going to tell Grayson that it was his. Like, or that it was Bruce's. And just like, yeah. it's
You
your
think that
baby.
she would know when they? You think he would know when the baby came out? Like,
Yeah, like brooding. He
He
was
was
already
guy
brooding.
with his hair combed back, like,
Oh.
the fuck you want?
it cries
Oh.
like where?
On a side note,
Where?
Mister over here is wearing a Spider-Man shirt. I'm gonna bring something up. Have you guys watched the trailer for the new Spider-Man on PS5?
It's Spider-Man Miles Morales. I'm all over it.
It's Spider-Man Miles Morales, but I don't.
I'm all over it.
The small little bit of trailer, I don't know if he's the only Spider-Man.
I think it's an expansion.
It's a standalone story that is not an expansion nor a sequel. It's longer than a DLC would be, but it's not as long as Spider-Man PS4. They called it something like a requel or something. They gave it a very weird name.
They need to make it just an expansion of Spider-Man. Like, I'm sorry.
Yeah, but dude,
Or flush it out more.
So
They're
you
I
doing
think
it
they want to
just
make
get-
other ones. They want to make like a Spider-Gwen, or they want to make like Black Cat. Like they want to do all these expansions with other characters.
check this shit out. So you have that came to light just recently, right? There have been speculation
Thursday.
that
Yeah.
well, yeah. There's been speculation that Sony is making a multi-universe Spider-Man, live-action
Mhm.
multi-universe Spider-Man. And hold
Keep it
on,
animated.
hold on.
Doctor Strange is the
And-
one that's going to connect it to.
And that's what I'm saying. No one knows who's connecting it or how it's getting connected, but you're supposed
Doctor
to have Tobey
Strange is
Maguire.
going into the multiverse. It's literally Doctor Strange in the multiverse.
Hold on.
He's connecting
You have
the
Tobey,
dots.
He's here to make a
Tobey
bargain.
Maguire,
Sami Zayn,
You
or
have
what's his name? Sam
Holland.
Zaney? Whoever.
and one other.
Who did the original
Sami
Tobey-
Zayn's a professional wrestler, my friend.
Who's the dude that did the original Spider-Man movies?
Tony
Sam Raimi.
Maguire.
What? No, neither.
Tony
Sam
Maguire
Raimi.
is the Spider-Man.
Sam Raimi.
Oh, you're talking
Sam
about the
Raimi.
actual director,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes, he is the one that's directing Doctor Strange into the Spideyverse, which still has a good relationship with Tobey Maguire. Knows Andrew Garfield, even though no one knows where the heck he's been in like 12 years.
Andrew Garfield already admitted to being a part of a new Spider-Man, but he won't tell anybody what it's
Yeah.
about.
Yeah, and I'm
He did an interview.
He's Uncle Ben.
no, it's not gonna be on Sony. It's gonna be on
If
Marvel.
we can have hot young Aunt May, we can have Andrew Garfield Uncle Ben.
Well, see,
It's fine.
what doesn't make any sense,
I'm okay
Now-
with that.
mind you, what doesn't make any sense is you have Sony coming out with the new Spider-Man that's already been teased, and it's supposed to have Tom Holland in it.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
they have.
And then you have Doctor Strange coming out, which is going to have all three Spider-Men.
we don't know.
Are
that.
they going to be filming at the same time?
Most likely. And what just came out 2 weeks ago, just so you guys know to help with this, Spider-Man in the Multiverse 2 or whatever it's called is in production.
Into the Spider-Verse.
Into the
Yeah, yeah,
Spider-Verse is in production
Well,
right
they
now.
they teased it pretty hard in the post-credit scene when they showed Spider-Man 2099, who was like the big one that people are like, why isn't he part of this team? Like
Yep.
he's a very popular
Well, not only that,
Spider-Man.
they teased it at the end of the movie too, because
You're pointing at me.
what's it called? Morales is sitting there in his bed, and he's like, she goes, what Gwen says something to him, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm coming." Excuse me, he's going into another fucking universe. No one putting the pictures together because it shows, and they made enough money to definitely back
The only thing with 2099 is he takes place canonically in the future of Miles' universe. So Miles is a thing in his continuity.
Yep.
Not
So
if Miles is dead.
That's going to be... Well, Miles ain't dead. Because if it then breaks 2099's continuity.
What I'm saying is, it would make sense to do it that way because of the fact that's how they got away with multiverse in the first place. Peter dies.
They needed to
Miles
replace
takes
Spider-Man.
over.
Well, that was an Ultimate. They've reconned that. That's not even a part of continuity.
Yeah, they've
anymore.
super reconned it.
Yeah.
He's just an alternate universe now.
That was a part of the end of Civil War and the start of Ultimate, or I think that's about the same timeline that was. But that's how they brought him in. Because they
the
killed
problem
Spider-Man.
the problem is they've done so many alternate universes. Sooner or later, they gotta connect, and when they connect, it's gonna be fucking balls deep badass.
Oh, DC just did it, and now they're already talking about
Yeah.
rebooting it again next year. Because they just did
Doing
it
what?
with Doomsday
DC
Clock.
reboots like every 2.5 years.
But they
DC can't be
disconnected everything. Everything
Wait, they did
is
what?
like legit, and then they're like, "Yeah, next year we're gonna reboot everything." They're
Yeah,
gonna.
DC's all about these hard reboots. All about it, and it's annoying.
The only reboot we need is Green Lantern.
No way, Green Lantern's good. Oh, you're talking
Just
about
let them.
movies.
I said this to Christian
Yeah.
before you came in, but keep Green Lantern away from everything else and just let them be space cops because they're cool. Just let them be their own thing.
No.
It's fine.
They could do Green
Like-
Lantern right. They did it with Deadpool. But
I
You
don't
have
like
to
Deadpool.
do-
So.
you have to do Green Lantern like Deadpool, but he's a good guy.
Nah, I'm not okay with that.
No, wait.
Just-
Are you?
Let's
Just
do
make a
what's her
make
name?
a crime drama show that's just Green Lanterns and they're doing space cop things.
Do what's
The
her
show
name?
writes itself.
You know,
do-
HBO
do-
Max is getting a Green Lantern show.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
just
don't
make it
need
a procedural crime drama in space. I'll watch it. Like, it's not
We
hard.
don't need that. Look, this
Are
is
you
why
guys-
Flash is trash.
Are you guys fans
I
of
don't. I'm
Arrowverse?
fine. I'll watch it.
Are you guys fans
What?
of Arrowverse?
I like Flash.
I don't watch Arrowverse.
And the one
or
episode
Flash.
of Legends of Tomorrow with Jonah
Because-
Hex, I watched that one.
No. I've seen some of the things, and it's like, stop it,
I love
please.
It's
Like he
pretty,
fights.
Flash is pretty good.
No,
I'm
he
on
fights,
board with all of it.
He fights Death Flash in a race to kill him.
Well, because it was
That happened in the
himself.
comics.
Yeah. You freaking non-comic reader.
Barry outran Death for continuity-wise like 24 years.
Yep.
He just ran away from Death constantly.
Oh, what
It's
I'm talking
insane.
about is when they initially killed him off. Death was what's his name? Zero Flash, whatever the fuck it's called. The Black Flash.
Flash Death.
Yeah. He
Yeah.
was making
Super original.
a portal or something to destroy the universe, and he just needed to power it up. So he said, if you beat me in a race, I'll let everyone go, and you can stop me from making this. But they were running on his portal to start the portal up, so he had to beat him before the portal started. And this was in the show. I watched this episode just because it was a cool fight scene. And then it ended up not being a fight scene. But then the Grims come up and kill him. A few seasons later, he shows up in a totally different fucking universe. Dead.
Flash is good for that.
But
Flash death is just like, oh, I'm back to life again. Fuck you guys. Like, no, wait, what?
It's because he's not a person. He's a universe-created being because Flash is faster than Death. So the universe needed to balance it by making a Death that can catch the Flash.
No, those are
It's
the
a-
actual
it's a
Reapers.
thing.
Those are the Reapers.
I know,
that
I'm
come
just
after
saying.
Flashes.
No, this is a comic book thing. It's old and it's awful. That's what I'm telling
Wait,
you.
but the
What?
Reapers, the what are they called? they're basically like Grim Reapers, but for Flashes. I forget what they're called.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Grim Reapers. They come out of a fucking.
Yeah.
They're from the time space. They're not from death or anything like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but their job is to control time and make sure that people don't fuck with it.
Yep.
And Flashes can do that, so they intervene when Death Flash
They
does
fuck with it all the time.
Yep.
Well, Death Flash gets killed
Literally
by
all
them.
the time.
Death Flash gets killed by them, and then not even like, oh god.
That show might call him Black Flash.
Yep.
Honestly, I don't know. I didn't watch it long enough.
Hold
But
on.
the reason I brought
They
it
bring
up,
it back though.
the reason I brought it up is they just finished Arrow, and spoiler for everyone that hasn't seen it yet. But all throughout the show, they've talked about Arrow's sidekick, John Diggle, was John Stewart. Like his dad has a military patch that says Stewart, stuff like that. He's a military guy, blah blah blah. But at the very last episode, they show him getting a ring. So I'm pretty sure the HBO Max show is actually on him being John Stewart finally. And
So they call
Wasn't he the
for it.
Guardian?
Oh, it's Zoom.
They kept giving him all kinds of different names. They called him... I can't even remember all of it. They stopped giving him names for a long time. They just started calling him Diggle. Then they started just calling him Superior or something like that. Like, there was all kinds of weird superhero names.
So Zoom is the Black Flash.
Yes.
Zoom gets killed by the Time Force and then comes back as an undead Black Flash to kill.
You're combining two different
Flash?
seasons. So, you're talking about Future Flash when he came back to kill Present Flash. Present Flash had the Grim Reaper dudes take him instead of him to balance out the Speed Force because they needed a Flash to balance it out. So by taking that Flash, it balanced out the Time Force for everything he's done wrong. And that's how that worked.
But then,
So I have
how
a
does
que-
this
I have a
happen?
question.
But then, how does this happen? Hold on.
Okay, you're good. Because mine's dumb.
How does this happen? Where's it at?
I'm so into sexy Arrowverse. That's what I call it, sexy Arrowverse. Because they're all sexy. Like...
The Monster Flash. The
The
Zoom
big
becomes
Flash.
a monster.
The big Flash, right? He's like bulkier, dude.
Oh, hold on.
In a big
Hold
old
on, no,
suit.
this one. It's in Discord. That motherfucker. How does that play into the fact that he's dead? How does he die and then come back?
Well, that's just because there's
Reasons.
a multiverse. Just like the reason why we like... Dude, here's the thing. Trying to explain Flash is like trying to explain freaking X-Men continuity. Just let it happen and just stop trying to make sense of it. Because, like, unless you're
You
a
really
big...
have to-
Like...
You have to swallow a pill that's like this big that says "fuck it," it's the Flash on it. You just have to be like,
No, I thought that was
Like-
Wolverine.
Wolverine's a lot like that too.
Like, they finally kill him, and then you find out they're bringing him back. It's like, wait. Didn't you just kill him? In the comics, you
So-
just killed him. You killed him, right?
at the end of the first season of Flash, when the universes are collapsing and all those portals are coming and sucking shit in, it sucks up the dude that you find is related to Reverse Flash. It sucks him in.
Right.
Yep.
In the comics, he gets turned into Cobalt Blue. Does that ever happen in the show?
It has not yet, but it's like... It's been teased
Oh, good.
for this next season. That's what's going to happen. Is he's coming back.
Nobody
alive.
remembers him at this point. They should just
Yeah.
stop. Just go Gorilla Grodd again. He's the only good villain Flash has.
Dude, they've like done nothing with that character. They like bring him. He's the
And
filler
he's the
episode.
best Flash villain.
He is. I kid you not. The filler episodes are all like, dude,
It's-
what
And then-
don't we
and then
play with right
The
now?
episodes I've seen with Grodd, he never uses his full potential
That's what I'm talking about.
because they're
Grodd's
it-
amazing.
But I will tell
Right,
you,
I
they
love
did
them.
something kind of neat with it. So on like present Earth, Grodd is that filler episode character. On Earth 2
Yeah.
is where you get Gorilla Grodd Island. You get him where he's in full control of his island and all
Oh,
that.
like Gorilla City and all that
Yes,
shit? Hell
you
yeah.
have all that stuff. That's on Earth 2. But they just did Crisis on Infinite Earths. So they've actually redid everything, which is really cool. You need to go watch it, Yeti, because I know you'll be a fan of this whole freaking... It's like, it's 6 episodes, so 6 hours of freaking awesomeness, because they have cameos from, like, Kevin Conroy plays Batman in an episode. They have Burt Ward freaking walking his dog going, holy cow, Batman! Like, they have, like, all this cool cameos. But at the end of it, they get rid of all the multiverse, add all the CW shows, instead of having them all on different Earths where they all, like, meet up on these special events. They connect them all to the same Earth, and then they show you Earth 3. Earth 3 is the DC movies. Earth 2 is the DC Universe TV shows. Earth 4 is the HBO Max Green Lantern show. Yeah, so they've actually connected everything together. They connected Gotham in there and like all these awesome stuff. So it's pretty cool. Dark Knight Trilogy is actually a part of it too now. It's in continuity with the CW stuff.
Have they used Godspeed as a villain?
Godspeed is this
Yes.
is in there too. Yeah, he's the white suited one. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I liked him in the comics. He's one of my favorite recent villains.
Well, they have it.
Yeah,
Used
but
them,
takes-
used them. Yeah.
He takes Speed Force from people.
I'll say this. I'll say this. My last thing, because I have people bothering me, so I'm gonna just chase their fancy. Godspeed, from like I said, I like watching fighting scenes and stuff like that. So like I watched all of Naruto's fighting scenes before I watched Naruto. But Godspeed, they need more of Godspeed because they don't show him off as what. Whoa, she's gone.
He didn't want to talk to you anymore.
No. But they need more of Godspeed and less of... Oh, there he is. So, they need more of actual Godspeed being in the episodes and fighting and all this other stuff.
He's
and
not
less
going
of...
to be relevant until next season. That's what they're doing. They're just
Oh.
giving you cameos of him. They're only going to show you little bits of him until they actually flesh him out as a full season. That's why
That makes sense.
That's why they did it like that. He's not going to be a part of it until next season.
See, the main reason I like Godspeed as a villain is because they gave him the one speed power that none of the Flashes could ever figure out, which was being in 2 places at one time.
Oh, yeah,
And
that
Godspeed
too.
can do that.
That was dope.
So you guys
I think
ready
that's cool.
for the best transition in the world?
Let's do it.
Alright, so speaking of comic book crossovers, I have just found the coolest crossover in anime, and it happened in the last episode of My Hero Academia. I just watched the English dubs of the last 2 because they just finished them. Fairy Tail. I kid you not. I can't find anything on it, but I did it.
The Natsu guy?
Yes! He's in!
Yeah.
And they used his voice actor. They used
He
his
was
voice
just
actor.
like him. He has the same
That's-
voice actor, but
I
he's a
kid you not.
bitch, just like Natsu.
Exactly! I was like, that's fucking Natsu! And I never noticed it when I watched the sub version like months ago, because freaking My Hero has been done forever. But when I saw this one, I was like, what the fuck? That's him! That's Natsu! They added, he has a scarf! For God's sakes, they gave him a scarf. They were letting you know, yes, we
Scarf,
put him...
pink hair, Todd Habercorn.
Yeah, they put
It's
him
Natsu.
in the freaking show. And they gave us the freaking anime crossover that we want. That is
All
them
right.
doing comic books right there.
Last thing I'm gonna say, and then I gotta dip. If you haven't seen Tower of Gods, you need to get on this shit now.
It's on my queue.
The last
It's on my queue.
episode so far was fucking unreal.
Don't spoil it. I'm only on episode 5.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying it's dope as shit. Like the last episode that's happened so far. Oh fuck.
When's
Shit
God of
escalates.
High Schools come out?
And people are dicks. I got Annie chart. Use Annie chart, and it'll tell you exactly when it comes out. Hold on.
Because God of High School, or Gods of High School is what I'm really wanting
Here you go.
to watch.
Here's a website for everybody. You can see it in the Discord. If you can't see it in the Discord, post it at that link as well if you want to. Annie chart's got all your animes, when it's coming out, when's the next episode, blah 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 blah. July of 2020 is when it's supposed to release, by the way.
July of 2020. I'm so happy.
Major answer.
I think that's when.
What a punk. He comes in here and just talks for like 5 hours. And then just like, oh, I'm done.
Christian, he's still here.
Damn it.
I never left yet. I just wanted to see what you'd say when you weren't looking at the computer.
I can still see you through the chat.
I was staring at him the whole time like...
I can still see you through the chat.
What?
I can see you through the chat, through the Facebook feed. I knew you're still there.
We've already recorded for an hour and haven't talked about it.
I know.
Hey,
just cut that as an extra episode.
It's a dad podcast. This is the Father's Day episode.
I know. We're about.
Shit! Yeah.
We're gonna have to do this really short. This is gonna be our comic book episode with a splash of Father's Day in it. Is what it's gonna be.
There we go.
All right, guys, I'm out of here.
You'll have to leave a timestamp to say when Anime Talk starts.
Man, yeah.
Peace, fellas.
See you, man. Have a
Later,
good
brother.
one.
You too, guys.
Alright, so thank God he's finally gone. I could talk more shit about him. Jeez. I love him to death.
He just sat there in the chat and I was like...
It would have told... Oh, crap. That's the wrong way I want to crop. I'm trying to make us still look clean. So let's just rattle off some list of good fathers really quick. Where do you want to talk about?
Our whole thing, we were going to talk... Who do I want to talk about?
What do you want to talk about, Yeti?
That man.
You want to keep
that
talking?
Man right there.
You want to... Oh, okay. Are we talking about Piccolo? Or... Because, like, you're technically you're pointing at Endeavor on the chat right now.
Oh, yeah, Endeavor's cool, too. But I got Mr. Piccolo right here.
I see, in your screen. So, like, when you're pointing up, and what it looks like is you're pointing at Endeavor currently.
Oh, okay, yeah. In my screen, I have Piccolo's right here.
Okay.
But I like Endeavor a lot, too. Especially now. Yeah. Now that he's like, I gotta fucking step up. Like, I'm number one, and people are looking up to me. Like,
before we wrap this up, we need to talk about the Funimation dub from home. Because I'm telling you, I am so impressed.
They're a lot better than I was expecting. Yeah. Let's say that. Did Endeavor officially rename the power of his quirk from Hellflame to Prominence Flame?
Yes.
Okay. Because I was like, number one can't have a power called Hellflame.
Yeah.
Because kids are going to talk about him.
He calls it that, and then I think they're two different moves, actually. Because he said Hellflame.
I know, because he's still got Hell Spider.
Yeah.
Which is a cool-ass attack.
Dude, that's the coolest, dude. Where you, like, blew up the building with it.
He was, like, seeing... And then Hawks yelled at him because the pieces weren't even, and I'm like, Hawks, it cut a whole building.
Dude, I'm so stoked with Hawk, dude. I like him so much. And
I like Hawks a lot.
It's a bummer, too, because my introduction to him was actually the movie. The newest movie has him in it.
Yeah.
Have you seen it yet?
Yeah, I saw it.
The Rising Hero? Heroes Rise? I don't know what it's called.
I think it's, like, Rise of Heroes or something like that.
But that was my first introduction to him, and I was like, okay, he's kind of cool, but he's not doing anything. And then you find out, oh, he's number 2 now. Like, he's a badass.
You're like, this motherfucker does a lot with wings.
Yeah.
Like a lot more than I would have.
I thought I kid you not, I thought of freaking Angel from X-Men.
Yep.
I was like, okay, here we go. Why does this dude keep being relevant in this freaking movie? And then, like, oh, you find out he's actually a badass.
He's number 2. He's awesome. He's young.
Yeah.
He's a big deal in the manga right now, or just recently.
Yeah.
Like, there's a big thing with him, but
how did you?
Hawks is cool, but he's not dad.
How did you feel about them releasing? Since we haven't talked about it, and now that Dub is now caught up, finally, how did you feel about them releasing the top 10 heroes? Were you okay with that?
I am, but like it's they say it in the show. It feels weird without All Might anywhere in it. It does feel weird. But I feel like there's so many heroes in this top 10 that we haven't heard about at all.
Exactly.
And I think it's weird.
That's
because like Gang Orca was in the top 10 and he's just not now. Like,
yeah. That's what my issue
like,
was with it, is I kind of...
But the washing machine is?
Yeah, I know. But yeah, I was bummed.
I will say, that one time when like he showed up and he was just like, wash! And I was like,
yeah.
Oh my God.
And I wanted Fat Gum in it. I wanted Fat Gum in it so bad.
I love Fat Gum so much.
That's my favorite
He's top
freaking
5.
character. And
if they make a pop of him, I'm on it.
Oh, I'll buy it. I hope they make a giant one.
Yeah.
Like the thing back there. I want a giant one of him.
Yeah. I'd buy it.
But
in a heartbeat. They're making a big All Might.
Are they? That would be cool.
My girlfriend pre-ordered it. Yeah.
My issue with them releasing the top 10 is, for one, how many people that we've already met that was in there, which is understandable, but at the same time, I didn't want that many that we already know in the top 10, and I didn't really want to be spoiled of the ones we haven't seen show up. I kind of want them to just inform us of who's the top, so we kind of see
Yeah.
them. Instead of, hey, here's your top 10. No more like seeing, like, being surprised with who's the top 10. You know what I mean? Like,
They do. Well, like, the thing, I think in the manga you can find out what he does, but we don't really know what Wash does.
Nope.
Like, he's just a washing machine. Ryukyu said that she wanted to renounce her place in the top 10, but that's not a thing. Because it's a publicly voted thing. Because Hawks doesn't want to be number 2, either. He doesn't want to be on the list really at all.
Yeah.
So there's things, but like Kamui Woods is up there, and I really like him. Edge Shot is up there, and I really like him. I'm like, this guy's origami. Like, that's his power, and I love it.
Yep.
Like, he can flatten himself like paper and fold himself, and I think it's cool. So I get what you're saying. I like being surprised. I like the first time you see Gang Orca, and they're like, by the way, he's in the top 10. You're like, what, the whale guy?
Yeah.
I remember I got confused, and I was like, what are his powers? And I looked it up, and it's like, anything a killer whale can do, he can do. And I was like, oh, okay. And my girlfriend's like, what would you expect? And I was like, Tokoyami has a bird head, and he has no bird powers.
Yeah.
This world's weird. Like, just leave. I didn't know he was going to have whale powers. But I like him. I like his design a lot.
Oh, yeah, he's cool.
I have Tokoyami, I think. Yeah. Oh, he's way up there. I can't reach him. But he's my favorite 1A student. Just because he has a JoJo stand as a power.
I've never actually thought about that. He does.
He's a JoJo character.
He's the coolest, too.
He's cool.
And
he played electric guitar for the festival.
I'm kind of bummed that they waited and to tell us that he was hanging out with Hawk.
Mm-hmm.
That was where he went for his like sidekick thing, and I'm kind of bummed that we never went and saw that. Like, why did we not see that? Like,
they downplay Tokoyami too much for how strong he is, because like his pop that just came out in the last My Hero line. The 4th line's coming. Mm-hmm. This was the 3rd line. And it just came out in that. And I was like, he got 3rd place in the school festival. Like, the tournament.
Yeah.
He got 3rd place. Like, why didn't he get a pop earlier?
Nope.
He got 3rd place. Every time he uses his power, it's amazing. Every time he has to fight or help somebody, he does a great job. Yeah, Dark Shadow took over him that one time, but it's because he was using it too much to help people.
Yep.
So it's like, I love Tokoyami. Apparently he has a bird head. I looked this up. Apparently he has a bird head because his dad looked like a bird because he had bird powers.
They've shown it. I believe they've shown his dad.
Yeah. But so he has a bird head because his dad did.
Yeah.
But Tokoyami has nothing to do with birds, besides the shape of his head. And also, he doesn't have feathers. It's like hair. It's very coarse hair.
Yeah.
they say that in the manga that it feels more like hair than feathers, and I was like, ugh. Like, but I love him. Anyway, let's talk about some papas.
Alrighty. So how should we do this? You want to do? We just name our top 5.
We'll just each name dads and talk about them briefly. My number 1's again right here, but we'll get to him.
We'll start at 5.
My 5 is Maze Hughes, and not because he's a bad dad. We just don't see much of him getting to be a dad, but you can see that clearly his family is everything to him.
Yep.
Like, everything to him. And he just wanted to change the world for the better for his daughter to grow up in. And if I remember correctly, he doesn't have any alchemic powers. He's there just to be a big brain.
Yeah. He's a cop. So he's pretty much like just a normal grunt. But he's like moved up the ranks, and now he's like an actual like captain of his branch, which is pretty much a desk jockey. Yeah, he is like he is the same level as Roy, but Roy is just an alchemist.
Yeah.
But he is just a soldier. So they are, because they came up through the ranks together. It just Roy was
Hughes does nothing but annoy Mustang, but Mustang's like, this guy's amazing. Like, I can't shit talk him too much. Like, he's pretty cool. But yeah, like Maze he's awesome, but we don't get to see too much of him. He finds out about the homunculi way before anyone else does.
Yep.
And tries to warn everybody, and that's when he gets. Yeah, that's when he gets.
It's such a crazy thing to think about. Like, Hughes was in 8 episodes, I believe, of both series.
He was such an impact,
and he left such an impact on everyone. Like, because everyone knows who he is. And can you think of anyone else that lasted 7 episodes besides PyCon that like people gave a shit about? Like,
not really.
Yeah, there's no one. Really. Like, maybe Ash.
I think the only reason people care about PyCon is because they want to know what he is.
Yeah, everyone wants to know what he is.
But yeah, like you can see how well respected Hughes was, like at his funeral. Like, there's so many people there, so many people. Armstrong's crying, Mustang's crying.
That's my favorite line. Like, I still know that line. I should have brought an umbrella today. And then what's her name goes, "It's not raining, sir."
Hawkeye.
He goes, "It's pouring." And he just looks up and you see him just crying. And I'm just like, oh my god. Like,
you're like,
that was such a good line.
That's why it feels so good when Mustang just destroys Lust. Like,
oh yeah.
Just destroy. She takes so long to die, and he just keeps doing it. He's just like, I'm not.
Yep.
You ain't getting wet. It's so good. It's hard to watch though, because her screams get really intense.
Yeah.
Like, I remember that I was watching it at my old apartment, and I had like shitty walls, and me and my neighbor could hear each other, and I was watching that scene, and I remember being like, I gotta turn this down because they're gonna think that I'm just murdering somebody, because they're rough. But yeah, I love Maze Hughes. I feel like everybody that's ever seen FMA loves Maze Hughes.
Oh yeah.
So that's an easy choice.
That's my number 1 actually, is him.
Oh yeah? Oh, I'm sorry. I should have just not talked about it. We talk about it at your 1.
I mean, me and you've talked about it already. Like, we both know. Like, Piccolo is yours. Hughes is mine. I mean,
yeah.
I want to give a shout out to Naruto, because I think we should do our top 2. And then do our shitty dads. I think shitty dads would be better to do than good dads. But Naruto is such a good. I know you haven't read or watched Boruto that much. Naruto. I mean, to Boruto's standpoint, he's the worst dad in the world. But Naruto is the father of the Leaf Village. That's how he looks at himself. he takes care of everyone. You know, that's just how he is. And I just like to give respect. Like, Naruto's such a good dad now, and it's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
But
I thought you were going to say Minato, but I was like, we don't get to see him do too much dad stuff.
No. Maybe Orochimaru. He sent him off to the Leaf Village to be a good, you know, so his son can have a good education. I mean, come on, he's a bad guy, and he's like, dude, I'm gonna send my kid out to the Leaf Village to be a good, get that good education. Like, I'm gonna sacrifice my dad time to get a good education for my son and to get social interactions. Like, of course, you don't know about any of that, but that's literally what he did, and like, it's pretty funny. But my worst dad of all time.
Yeah.
Are you ready for this? It's not Goku.
It's Goku.
Not Goku.
Damn it!
The fucking third Hokage, dude. He is the worst motherfucker in the world. Tell me I'm a liar.
No, it's so valid.
He's so fucking terrible. He was in charge of Naruto. We find out that he hasn't done shit besides go camping with him like once or twice and bring him a couple bit of food. Worst father ever.
Pretty bad.
Minato leaves him in charge of his son, and he just like,
He's like, fuck you, you have a fox monster inside you. You needed a bunch of bad shit.
I'm gonna condone the entire village hating you for your freaking past that you don't have no control over.
Nobody tell him. If you tell him, you're exiled.
Just bully him.
Just be just a dickbag to him. It's fine.
But
Naruto got raised by a ramen shop, essentially.
Yeah. Thank God for your local ramen shop. If you need a father, go there.
No shit. It's very true.
I want to open a ramen shop.
I don't think Goku's. I don't think Goku's my worst either. Mine's probably Hodenheim.
Hodenheim.
It's probably Hodenheim. Like, you did nothing to help these boys.
Jesus.
You just left your sons forever with their mom, and then they fucking.
I'm trying to think which one did it worse, like the original series or the older or the Brotherhood. Because like the newer one, the reason why he left is because he was like, I don't age and like I didn't want to see your mom get old was his excuse. Yeah. But the older one, he's just a slut. Like just I'm here. What's up? Like, and you never seen the movie.
Aaron's dead.
I told you about the movie.
Aaron's dad's pretty bad too.
Oh my god, dude, we forgot about Aaron's dad, dude.
He did science experiments on his kid.
I still stand with my choice. I still stand with my choice. Yeah,
that's good. I think Hodenheim might be better than Aaron's dad. I don't remember Aaron's dad's name.
Shitbag. That's what I call him.
That's good.
He's number 2 on my list. Oh my god, what a terrible
He's probably there for me now,
too. If you guys have not watched Full Metal, freaking watch it and just see...
Watch Full Metal.
This terrible person.
See this man.
Holy cow, if you think about it, that show is the show of the greatest dad in the world and the 2 worst fathers in the fucking universe. Jesus.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess we could talk about Hunter x Hunter. His dad sucks.
Jing is pretty shitty. Jing is pretty shitty.
I think all the dads
the whole show up to the end, you're like, yeah, he's having his son look for him to prove he's a good hunter. I get it. It's still the wrong thing to do. I get it. But then his son is essentially dead in a hospital bed, and they go tell him, and he's like, if he wants to talk to me, he'll pull through. And Leorio was like, "You're a piece of shit." Just so you know. And then lands the first punch on him. And like, what they say, like 10 years, nobody's touched him.
Yeah.
And Leorio fucking punches down into the floor and just. That's my favorite moment because Leorio is my favorite character, and he does nothing for like the last 2/3 of that show.
Oh yeah.
And then he punches Jing in the face. I'm glad you said Jing. When you got like actual dads in anime that treat their kids like that, but then you get this man who takes a kid that's not even his and loves him so much. I don't know what just fell off my shelf. It's fine. Like, a lot of people were like, well, he treats him really bad. It's like, because he knows if he doesn't make this kid stronger, that Nappa and Vegeta are just going to annihilate him. So,
well, they retconned
like,
Bardock also. Like, Bardock's a good
That's
father
true.
now. Like, he was a terrible father. Like, if you think about it, they're like, hey, you want to go see your son? Screw him. I don't care. And then, like...
Well, he goes to see the infirmary and thinks Broly is his kid.
Yeah!
And he's like, hell yeah, look at that power level. And then, like, no, there's your son. It's like power level 4. And he's like, ah!
Yeah.
And you're like, good. Okay, Bardock. Great.
Yeah. And then they retconned it where he's
I used him a lot in Dragon Ball Fighters, and I like him.
I want to keep him good now. Yeah, they call my team, what is it? Because my team's so, like, there's no synergy at all.
Mine doesn't have synergy either.
My team is, like, everyone calls it, I can't remember at my freaking locals, my monthlies, but they call it, like, Team Flex or, Team, like, Drip. They call it Team Drip. Because my team is literally Adult Gohan, Android 17. No, I got rid of Gohan. It's Hit 17 Bardock.
Mm-hmm.
That's my team. And they call it Team Drip.
I use Piccolo 16 and Adult Gohan.
So you're just like me.
Mm-hmm. Though, Piccolo got buffed and got good.
And then
But
they
he got
took
bad
it away.
for a long time there.
No, they took it away again. He's terrible again.
Yeah.
Because Hook Gang was killing it with him.
Yeah.
And then Goichi got him. And then Goichi's like, this is my bitch now. And then won all year.
And then Namco's like, this Piccolo's too good. We got to do something about it.
Here's GT Goku.
16's always rode at the top of mid tier.
Yep.
He's if you can get things started with him, he's fine. He's like a snowball rolling down a hill.
Oh yeah.
Adult Gohan has like consistently been one of the best characters in the game.
Yep.
Like consistently.
Yep.
That whole unlock potential thing is bananas. It's so good.
Well, I switched from Gohan to Hit after I showed you that combo I did, where I could go sparking, level 7, and kill in 2 hits.
Yeah.
Like, so I was like, okay, like this is cool. But I had to have him down to my last character.
Yeah. Hit's the number one character I probably wanted to learn to use, but I just didn't have the pay. He's just not my playstyle, so I never got into him.
See, that's my biggest issue with Dragon Ball Fighters is like I can't look at it like a fighting game. It's like playing Budokai again. I have to pick my characters, you know. Like I never want Dragon Ball Z to be a fighting game ever again that's taken seriously, because I will never follow tier lists and I will go to my characters and stick with them.
I've heard from a lot of people, because of my playstyle, I should try OG Broly, but I don't like him. So I don't want to play him. Like, so it's the same thing. I'm like, I like all 3 of these Dragon Ball characters. I'm going to use them. Like,
you would like OG Broly. I feel like you'd like.
I probably would.
I feel like you'd use
the little bit of Super Broly I've played is really good.
Yeah. I feel like you would
Super
use
Broly
both
good.
of them. Like, if you did a natural U team, I feel like your team would, I kid you not, Brawly, cooler. Is what I see your team being.
Cooler?
Yes, cooler would be your third. Or 16.
I don't know.
16's your
16's
grappler.
always been on my team.
16's your grappler.
Yeah, I like that.
But I feel like Cooler would be your good anchor that you would pick up.
I'll give him a shot
Yeah.
sometime. I got to get back into that. I love that game.
Oh, yeah.
My girlfriend can't watch it because it gives her headaches.
Have you played it since you had the 2 assists and all that now? Or 3 assists?
I have not.
It's pretty cool.
I've heard that they actually raised Krillin up in the tier list a lot because he's got a good assist now.
I think they nerfed it again, but I think it's still really strong.
Go figure.
It's the strongest assist in the game, though. So.
Is it Kamehameha?
I think. I can't remember what it was.
Beam assists tend to be the best ones in the game. So.
The only time I never got to play it, I kid you not, I had Remy, and then I had a tournament 2 weeks later, or no, it was like 3 weeks later or something like that. I can't remember, but we stayed at a hotel. But I did what's it called? I announced for Dragon Ball FighterZ, and that's how I found out about Krillin having the strongest assist in the game was through that. Which that was so sad of me doing that because I'm like, dude, I haven't fucking played Dragon Ball since the new update came out. They're like, well, you're the only one that can announce anything, so you're gonna announce. And I was like, okay.
That's why, because him having a beam assist is amazing. Because I feel like Goku Black's a pretty good character in that game anyway. But I feel like that's the main reason people used him so much is because he had a beam assist.
Yeah. I said announce. I meant
and it's
commentary.
good.
Did commentary. I was like, why does announce sound weird? I missed her.
God, just talking about that makes me want to get back into DBFS or DBFZ.
I've barely touched any fighting games. I've been playing Jump Force, but
I've been working 60 hours a week, so I don't have any energy for anything.
the last fighting
I don't even
game,
play Animal Crossing. I'm tired. I'm not pulling weeds. I don't care.
The last fighting game I played, which is very sad to say, is Them's Fighting Herds. That My Little Pony game. I've not really
Them's Fighting Herds?
Because, I hate playing online, and that's all I'm, stuck with. There is no locals anymore, nothing I can go to. So I'm stuck with just playing online, and Them's Fighting Herds, Mortal Kombat, and Killer Instinct are the 3 games I can play that have a somewhat decent community that's not going to lag out on me.
Yeah. The little bit of KI that I played, I really liked. I played through seasons 1 and 2. And season 1, I never really found a character that felt good for me. But when season 2 came out and we got Combo and Rash, I was like, okay, I like these guys.
Rash is cool.
So
I play Killer.
Rash is cool. I heard Combo got bad with season 3. But I liked him a lot in season 2.
Yeah.
I don't like any of the big bodies in that game. Not a one.
I'm a full gore
I don't like the
player.
big rock guy. Fulgor's cool. I don't know if I'd count him as a big body though.
No, he's not. That's just who I play. That's my main.
Yeah. What's the big rock guy? Aganos. I don't like Aganos. I did not like Rom. I wanted to.
Who else is Rashad or whatever the frick?
I think.
He's considered.
I think. Oh, I should try Tusk. He's a big body.
Is he?
Saberwolf's considered a big body for some reason.
I don't understand that games with big bodies and because none of them make really sense as it. Because once you get into combos with anyone, and they all have pokes just like any other character has pokes. So it's I don't understand it. I guess since I only use Fulgor, I don't really understand the rest of the roster really because I don't really play it that much anymore. But I guess they consider whoever has a command grab or something maybe as a big body, but I don't think no one has command grabs in that game.
I think Rom might have one, but that's all I can think.
I'm looking
because KI is not a grapple game.
No.
Oh, and Thunder is also a big body.
Yep, Thunder. He has a command grab. I'm almost positive.
Yeah, he does. And I wanted to learn him because my fucking lineage is Native American, but I don't know what it was about him. He felt weird in my hands. Just never felt like it clicked. My cat knocked something over here. I heard it and I can't see what it is. And it's driving me crazy.
Yeah, I think Rom has a command grab. I don't know. I haven't really been touching that game. I can't remember anything.
It was Mustang.
Nah.
Mustang's really, really, really top heavy, so he falls a lot.
I haven't played Street Fighter, and I can't even tell you how long.
I waited for years for E Honda, and then he came out, and I didn't like him.
Dude, I'm telling you,
that
this
game scorned me good.
This E Honda is good. This patch is good.
I've heard he's good since Championship came out.
Yes.
I should give him another shot.
I use him.
But
he's a secondary.
That hurt when he first came out.
Yeah, that was sad.
When he first came out, and I was like, this is Honda, huh?
Yep.
Waited 3 seasons for him.
But yeah, I really think he's strong now.
I liked G. I thought he was cool.
I hate G. But I'm not a command grab
him.
character, and I know your bitch ass is.
Yeah.
Fucking
I am.
command grabs.
And in Sam's show, I play Earthquake because I'm that person.
You know, I'm actually proud of myself, and I don't give myself enough credit for that damn game. But every tournament I've played Sam Show in, I've placed third or better. I'm actually really good at that game, and I don't give it any work at all. Mm-hmm. Like, last time I played it was the tournament right before all this mess, and I played Kazui, or I don't know, redheaded dude, fire.
Yeah,
you know what I'm talking about. And it was the first time I touched him, and I just was playing around with him before the tournament started with my buddy, and I took third. Like, I've never gotten worse than third in that game, and it's just because I'm really good at neutral. Like, I am so good at neutral, and I have no combos whatsoever in any fighting game, and I can win it. And that's why I'm good at Grand Blue, and I've never been able to see how good I really am at Grand Blue because tournaments.
I really want to play Grand Blue.
I highly recommend.
Because that one guy is straight up a pro wrestler, and I need to play him.
Yeah, you'll like Grand Blue. Grand Blue is so fun.
I watched a video of just all the supers, and his super is like, you can mash and get out of it, but he pins you.
Yeah.
Like, but if he pins you, you lose. I was like, that's so good. Like, a referee just appears like, starts counting you out. Oh, it's great. I'm going to have to check that out. I know they added, he was the only big body, and they've added another one.
I think there's like 3 or 4.
So I'll give those 2 guys a shot. Oh, hell yeah. I know there's Buff Naked Guy. It like turns buff and just has like a jock strap, and I was like, I'll try him.
I don't understand that.
Japan. That's all we need.
Yep.
A buff naked guy.
I'm such a fan of that game. And I'm still...
I love its art style.
I need to get back into Power Rangers too. Power Rangers is the one game I actually really do care about. I'm such a supporter of that game.
Really want to try Power Rangers.
I know.
I played it when it first came out. I know. I love tag fighters. Like, I love them.
$20 brand new. And it goes on sale like once a month. So you can get literally the full game for $25. Like, with all the characters. You need it.
I played it when it first came out, and I loved it. Like, I've never been like, oh, this sucks.
It's Marvel too.
I've just never downloaded it. I don't know. Every time I go to see it, I see like some puzzle game on sale, and I'll be like, I'll get that instead. But like, I played, the only character I remember I play well is Mastodon Sentry. I like him, which is weird because I'm not his owner, but I like him a lot.
Were you a Marvel vs. Capcom 3 player?
I was 2 and 3.
Who'd you use in 3? You used Dante, didn't you?
I did not. I hated him.
Really? Because Mastodon's fucking Dante in a nutshell.
I used God, this is going back. I used Super Skrull Nova. Oh shit. I can't remember who my third is. If I saw the roster, it would probably click right away. I know I could flex with my third. I had a few. Like, I could play Beautiful Joe if I wanted. I could play Wolverine if I wanted, because everyone can. I could play Doom, because he played almost exactly like he did in 2.
Yeah, that's why I used Magneto.
Magneto's good.
Yep, I was stuck with Magneto in 3.
But my big... I always led with Nova, and then had Skrull and whoever else in reserves. I could play Sentinel. I didn't tend to like him very much, but I could play him.
That's who I was thinking of for you. I was like, Sentinel sounds like your third there.
I like him, but like when you pick Sentinel, your opponent goes,
yeah,
because like he's got the highest HP in the game and like the third highest damage.
Mm-hmm.
He's a problem. Like he's really a problem, and so I don't like to be the guy that makes somebody sigh.
Skrull is
when
a
you
big
like
body,
pick a character,
isn't he? He's considered a big body.
He's thick.
Yeah.
He takes a lot of damage, but he's fast. He's very fast and very small.
Yeah,
but he's thick. Like, that's why my friends are like, "Why it's Skrull?" And I was like, "They're genius. They wanted to put the Fantastic Four in that game, but they're like, that's 4 character slots." And somebody was like, "Skrull has all their powers," and they were like, "Done. That's who's going." Like,
I'm trying to think.
I
Has
love Skrull.
Anyone besides Doctor Doom ever been in Marvel vs. Capcom?
I mean, probably. I can't think of anybody, but probably. Doom's been very consistent.
Yeah.
I think well, the first Capcom like superhero fighter was X-Men: Children of the Atom, and Wolverine and Magneto were in that, and they've been in like every one of them.
Yeah. Doctor Doom was in Marvel. Doctor Doom was not in the first Marvel vs. Capcom. Yeah, he was.
Oh yeah, Clash of Superheroes. He was not in that. No.
Yep. I don't think Magneto was in that either. Holy shit! So now that I think about it,
The Clash of Superheroes is weird, but it's really good.
Marvel vs. Capcom
I played
2 took 2 characters because like I just found this out because I've been playing Marvel vs. Capcom or Marvel Clash of Superheroes on the arcade 1-up, and I was like, holy shit! I didn't realize Magneto, and I lost him. He left us, guys. He did not want to talk anymore. I'm so sorry. He decided to just leave.
What? No, I'm coming.
Yeah, whatever. But Magneto and Doomsday or Doom, Doctor Doom, what the fuck thing in DC?
Yeah.
They both play the same in Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Their characters are, kid you not, the exact same characters in Marvel superheroes.
Yeah.
Like they play exactly the same, but now with 2 other characters. That's why I think they're so strong. Is they play a 1v1 and a 3v3, so they're that powerful.
Mm-hmm. Like, Marvel 2 was literally Capcom just cramming all of its shit together.
Yep.
They're like, here, you know. And like, Ruby Heart and Amingo were added to that game because they were for a Darkstalkers game that got canceled.
Mm-hmm.
But they had these characters done, so they threw them into Marvel 2. I can use Amingo. I like him a lot. But my Marvel 2 team changes so much. I do know my constant is Jill, and a lot of people make fun of me for that because she's like maybe C+ at the best. She's not great, but I know how to use her very well. So I use like high tier characters around Jill. Like I'll pick like Jill and then Magneto and Doom. But I like Jill so much, so I just use her.
I used to suck at MVC 2 so bad that I started Google searching how to beat people, and that's when I found MSP, and I've always used MSP ever since.
MSP got banned for a long time.
Yep.
They're the For a long time, they were the only infinite in the game, if you could time the
Yup.
switches correctly. But then people found out that Iron Man can do an infinite by himself.
Yeah.
Like, but MSP, Magneto Storm Psylocke, it's a
Yep.
problem. God.
My boy
You
Yipes.
said that, and I just shuddered. You said that, and I was like, oh,
My boy Yipes.
Like-
You know, just dunking on people.
God.
I remember.
God, MSP.
Yeah.
Oh, what was I gonna say? It was about Marvel too. Oh, it's the first tournament I ever joined, and I got mollywopped, and I was like, I need to play this game more because I'm good at it, but I'm not as good as these guys. At an arcade we had in Florence called Tilt. It's gone.
Rest in peace, Florence Mall.
I know. That whole mall's about to go under, man. Like, it's going.
You know what bums
It's
me out? You know, what was it, Game Insane that took over its place, which was like a GameStop or a retro game store, or was it GameSwap?
Oh, Game Swap.
GameSwap is what
Swap.
it was. They moved next door, and then they just like quietly left. Like you never
Yeah,
saw
they were
that
just
they
gone.
were going out of business or anything. They were just gone.
I've heard they have another store up north in Cincinnati somewhere that I've been meaning to go check out, and I just haven't.
Yeah, I have a video that I'm gonna be releasing pretty soon since Corona's done. 'Cause you know how I've been stockpiling for when Corona was done. I can just throw everything on YouTube, and all the people that's been just like uploading like crazy during Corona no longer have shit, and now I have all this content. You know, I found this GameSwap up north, closer to Dayton, and I spent a lot of money. I spent a lot of. I found a Mortal Kombat. Remember when 9 came out? They came out with the fight stick for it. That was the actual like. It was like a replica, and they only made 300 of them. I found that there for $60.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I found a lot of fun stuff there, and I can't wait to send that or show you that video.
I remembered what I was going to say about MVC2. It was the first one I competed in. I got destroyed. I practiced, and then it also became the first fighting game tournament that I won. My first ever tournament victory was MVC2.
Right.
It was just local, like, but it still meant a lot to me.
Yeah.
Being this kid with Jill on his team, and guys playing. I think MSP was banned at that tournament. Like the guy who was running the store was like, "You can't. You just can't. It's not. You can't do that."
I don't think that was a team then. Because when did Tilt close?
Tilt closed like mid 2000s.
It was like 2005. I don't think MSP. I think alright. Tilt closed right around the same time that MSP was found, I believe.
It was still a really strong team, but then people found that Infinite, and then it was just kind of done. Because all three of those characters are high tier anyway.
Yeah.
And so you just cram them together and go figure it just worked.
How many J Wong teams?
I remember when I was a kid, I found out about Iceman. he takes like no block damage, and his ice beam does so much chip damage. He's a bad character. He's not good, but if you want to win, you could just spam ice beam at people. And if they're dumb and they block it, they die. Like,
you know what my first team was in that game? Which I was a kid, that just like comic books, and I like.
Don't tell me it was Ryu Kanekuma.
I like Street Fighter, and I liked X-Men a lot. It was Gambit, Wolverine, Ryu.
It's something. My buddy, when we play, picks Ryu Kanekuma, and I was like, dude, they're all bad. They're all bad in that game. Like, just,
they're all assist characters. Like,
yeah, I was like, man, don't do that. They're all bad. And then I'll beat him with like just Jill, and he gets pissed. He's like, you're just too good at this game, and I'm like, you picked D characters for your whole team. Like, what? That's like if I picked Hayato 3 times. Like,
have you seen
Hayato.
Justin Wong's streams like in the past like 6 months? I want to say for NBC2. He has a very scary Dawson team. He's playing Sim. Yes.
And MVC2?
And I kid you not, they're saying it's a hidden fucking top tier character that's never been found. Yeah.
I used to joke with people. I would hype myself up before I would have like fights with people. And I would hype up, I'm like, y'all don't even know how good Zangief is in this game.
Oh
I'm
my
gonna show
God.
you. Zangief's terrible,
Yeah.
by the way, in MVC2. He's bad. He's real bad. And I used to like just talk it up. And then I would pick this skin where Zangief's real dark brown skin and he's got the yellow trunks. And I would always pick it, and people were like, oh, he's got a character color picked for this guy and everything. He's about to show us all Zangief. And then I would just like and just lose with Zangief just to make a fool of myself, but make all those people feel foolish because they believed my hype. It was just worth it. Geef is bad in that game.
Oh god.
But Geef has always been either real down here or like up here. Like I remember in Ultra Street Fighter 4, he was easy like top 3 characters in the game. Like Geef was real good in Ultra 4. And now 5. I think the reason he sucks in 5 so bad is because he doesn't have Green Hand anymore, and that was like his tool, and it's just gone.
What are you talking about? He's strong again.
I know he's strong again, but he does not have that. He's got a lot of super armor, which is great.
You know what?
But Green Hand was like his approach,
I'm just
and
gonna,
him not having it is hard.
I'm just gonna call you.
It should be a V skill or something.
I'm about to just call
but
you.
it's
out.
not.
This is your issue. All right, you guys have this strong defense. You have like max health, and you guys are super powerful. And you guys want speed. That's your freaking issue.
We want ways to get in
Yep.
that are quicker. That's the problem.
They
Yeah.
give you every
That's why-
tool besides getting in, and you guys are still going.
Oh yeah, Geef has so much armor.
Yes.
Like Geef has a lot of armor. That's why when Alex first came out in Street Fighter V, I was so happy and I was in love with Alex because his elbow rush had super armor on it.
Yeah.
It just had it, and then they took it away, and you had to meter burn to get that super armor, but you only got 1 frame of armor. So if they threw an EX fireball at you, you just wasted your meter. Like. And so approaching with Alex became very hard because they took his armor away. Which, yeah, he's got his cross dive, he's got the stomp, he's got the headbutt. He's got a lot of ways to get in. But losing that armor really, really hurt Alex. Really hurt Alex. That being said, he's probably still my favorite character in 5.
I like Alex. I like watching good people play Alex. I really like when I see a really good streamer playing Alex, I will watch that like for hours because like it's
because it's cool because it's like watching dominoes fall over.
Yes, it's really cool when you see someone like good play as him, and it sucks you don't see that in tournaments because no one finds.
He's not a tournament viable character by a long shot.
But like,
though
really cool.
People said that about Birdie, and Birdie won Capcom Cup 2 years ago. So Birdie was my character I played until Alex came out, which surprises nobody. I was like, him and Geef are the only big characters, and I don't like Geef, so I guess I'll pick Birdie.
I started with Ken.
Ken was real good.
Season 2, I moved
in Vanilla 5.
Yeah, season 1 I played Ken. Season 2 I switched to Ryu and Cody. Cody came out he came out season 3.
It's 3.
Yeah, season 3 was Cody, and then Ed. Wait, no, that's not right. This ain't right. I don't know.
Because season 2 was Akuma and then 5 new characters. Because it pissed off everybody.
Yeah, because that was Cody and Ed. Cody and Ed came out at the same time. In Ireland, I used
They came
Cody,
out in season 3.
And I never messed with the Ed. And then I started playing around with Ed. And I was like, I like how simple he is. And I can play really good neutral against everyone with Ed. And then they just kept making him dog shit.
I did kick myself to this day. Season 2 of Street Fighter V is when I actually really started applying myself. Like, I had a good Birdie. I had probably like a B plus birdie. I could hang. But I didn't have anybody else. And so the matchups were like, that are bad for birdie really stuck out for me because I didn't really have a lot of practice with them.
Mm-hmm.
Then Alex came out. I grinded. There was one night that I know I played 11 hours of Alex, and my hand cramped to my stick like this. Like my hand cramped. I had to take like ibuprofen and drink water to get my hand to uncramp. I put in so much work with Alex, and I think it was either the next character or the character after that was Balrog. And something in me told me, learn Balrog 2.
Balrog
and
was
I ignored
strong
it.
Season 2.
And I ignored it.
Super strong.
And then, like, a month later, Alex got rid. That super armor was gone, and Alex just dove, and Balrog was way up here, and I was like, fuck! Like, something told me to learn Balrog, and I didn't do it, and I still hate myself for it. Because he's still viable.
Yep.
Like, he's still really good. Like, that's, I think, no, Smug plays him and G.
Yeah,
He likes Balrog and G.
He uses G against Japanese players.
Yeah. Which,
like,
I don't blame. G has a projectile. Like,
well, not that. Japan considers, like, I'm pretty sure they have him, like, lower mid-tier or something like that. Is
yeah,
what
he's
it
like
was
C
at
minus.
the start of last year. And so he was using G against them. And, like, if you look at Smug last year, he beat, like, Daigo. He beat, who won EVO last year? What's his name? Red Bull guy. Who the frick won EVO? Hold on one second.
Oh my god.
You know who he is.
Knuckle Do?
No, not Knuckle Do.
Did he win like 2 years ago? He's won one.
Nah, he's won Capcom Cup. He's not won
Oh, okay.
EVO.
I get them mixed up because I tend to like Capcom Cup more.
Yeah. Bonchan.
Bonchan!
Yeah, he's beaten Bonchan. He beat him first round of CPT. The finals?
That's insane.
He beat him first round. He beat him like
the best Street Fighter match
3-0. Like, it was
I've ever. The best Street Fighter match I've ever seen in my life was the last year that Ultra 4 was a thing that was being played on tournaments on competitive scene. And it was Bonchan with his Ultra 4 Sagat, which was insane.
He still
his
plays
Sagat
Sagat.
was mind blowing. He does.
Yeah.
His Sagat's phenomenal. Like, he's really good with Sagat. And he got matched up with Alex Valle, who at this point
Alex
he's
Valle
a legend.
smacked him.
He's a and he played Hugo.
Yep, smacked
And he smacked it. It was so cool, and everyone was so hyped, and I was so happy because I had a pocket Hugo, because of course I did. And just watching Valle, it wasn't like super one-sided. Bonchan I think got 1-1 set, but
I think it was
like,
in pools
still.
Also. Like, it wasn't even in like top like 32 or anything. He literally beat him in pools.
Valle knocked Bonchan out with Hugo. And it was nuts. And the crowd reaction was amazing. Like, it was so good. I watch that match like once every 6 months. I love it.
It's so weird. You know, Capcom Cup the tour is gonna be done online, right? This year. That's so terrible.
It's really weird. Means we're gonna have a bunch of really weird online players in the tournament. Like,
yeah. It's like
there was a Street Fighter player. He was sponsored by Red Bull. He's still around, but in Street Fighter 4, he played Geef, and Ultra 4 Geef was insane. He was a top 3 character. Snake Eyes, that's my boy, and he is struggling in Street Fighter 5.
Have you seen his controller that he had? I think I can't remember what college it was. But he
uses like a weird pad. He doesn't.
It's so weird.
Or has he switched to a stick finally?
No, he's like got this weird custom controller.
Is it the one analog stick and then all the buttons?
I'm trying to find an image of it. I'm gonna send it to you so you can see it afterwards. Yeah, there's no analog stick at all.
Because I remember he played with one of them for a good while.
I'm gonna throw it in the chat so they can see it. But it's so weird.
But I miss watching Snake Eyes. I used to get really hype watching him.
Yeah, he kind of got
And
ransacked. But
it's because Geef's just not as good. He's still good because like Itabashi uses him. Get really hype, but I think Itabashi actually switched over to Abigail. But yeah, like Snake Eyes has Zangief, and then when Alex came out, he learned Alex. Then Alex got nerfed, so his characters are still Zangief and Alex. Like he hasn't learned anybody else.
No, he's a big body.
He is, and I understand the struggle.
Yep.
But like, I haven't learned Abigail personally, so I can't really talk. But I know Abigail's like very good. Like a lot of people think he's the best big body in the game.
Oh, dude, he's
Birdie's very good.
I like Abigail actually. I play Abigail. I have an
From
Abigail.
the little I've played, I loved him. I don't like a lot of what I've played, but
he has this running like bulldozer thing, and like you can sit there and just like infinite on it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I infinite branded on it, and like it was so crazy. And I don't even remember how I did it, dude, but it was so cool. And I can always like get it off randomly, but he's a fun character.
And I feel like if Snake Eyes would just like learn a him or a Birdie, maybe not Birdie. That's very much not his playstyle. He likes to be like right up on you. Snake Eyes does. But I feel like if he learned an Abigail, we'd see a lot more of him.
I think Laura.
But yeah.
Cause she's a big body. That's my issue. These people, you guys want to get in, but you guys won't use the big body that's fast. Laura is so good at getting in.
Yeah.
And she's command grab central. Like, she's a fireball too.
It is true.
Like,
and it's good because it's like a wall.
Yeah.
It moves with you. It's crazy.
It's nuts.
Urian has some big body tendencies, but he's also not as good as he used to be.
He has a command grab. He's good now, actually. He's really strong now. They just did a patch, and he's like, I think he's like number 1, number 2.
What was I gonna say? Oh, they announced how many more characters we're getting? 5 more characters, and then they're wrapping up.
Yep. Well, they never said they're wrapping up. I just know there's 5 more characters.
Oh, they just said there's another season with 5 more characters.
Yeah.
And like 3 stages, whatever.
Which I feel like they'll do another year in a port to PS5.
Probably. I'm sure 6 kind of got halted because of what's going on right now.
And I hope it gets halted even longer. Because instead of how SF5 came out with like nothing, like take your time. I don't care. I don't need it. And Sony needs to quit rushing you. I
felt so shitty buying that game for $60 when it came out.
For $60, it was not freaking worth it.
And I was like, "There's not a lot in here."
What they give us to make
wasn't even an arcade
better,
mode.
Was it Ed or not Ed? It was Alex. No, yeah, it was Alex.
It was Alex.
Yeah, that they gave us to like make.
You could get him for free.
And then they finally came out with story mode like 2 seasons later and gave that for free. And it was just like, if you guys waited a year, you know how much better this would have been. Like season 2.
If it came out with the base and all the season 1 characters as like the base,
yes, like,
it would have been real good.
Everyone been fine with it.
I'm excited to see who these 5 characters are going to be. I hope one's Oro, because they've teased him a lot.
I give a shit about Oro. I want yin and yang.
But he's in like 5 or 6 people's stories. Like he's a thing in the story.
So's Fei Long.
And I like Oro.
So's yin and yang.
That's true. The only thing, I don't want the twins.
I do.
The twins have had their time.
Leave me alone.
They've had their time.
The only reason why you don't want them is because you know they'll be top tier. Admit it.
They will, because the way Street Fighter V is structured, this is the problem I have with Fei Long too. If you put a Rekka character in that game, they're going to own the fucking game.
Yep.
Like,
I need my
it's going to happen.
Give me my twins.
Like, if we get these characters, they're going to be way up here, and my big bodies will be down here because they're combo sponges.
And I will win every tournament I play in. Because I will play them religiously.
Probably. But I want Oro, and I want, shit. I just had it.
Viper.
No.
Good.
Viper would be okay. Oh, Abel.
Abel has been, like, a secret leak that came out. Like, the leak list for the Abel was just too fan servicey. Like, I don't believe it. It had, like, Abel.
I know
it had Rose or Poison, whichever one's not in the game yet, or freaking Viper.
Rose.
Yeah.
Poison's in.
Yeah, Rose. It had Rose, Abel, Ono, and it was another fan service character. Like, the whole 5 was just all characters people always say they want. Like, and I think one new character.
And nobody's talking about El Fuerte.
Yeah. Oh, Dan. Dan was the other
I
one.
hated El Fuerte.
Dan was the other one.
I feel like, okay, I hate Dan, but it's weird that he's not in the game.
I'm glad he's not.
It feels weird.
I
I kind of am too, but it feels real weird that he's not in there.
He is. He's a part of the store. He's a part of the menu. Like, he's
So is Abel.
there. Like, I will take Dan like that character.
Yeah, that's true. I want Oro and Abel. Those are like...
This,
and if I only get one of the two, I'm cool with that as well. Like,
this far in the story, or in the game, I do not want a gag character. If it was like season 2,
I get that.
I would take a gag character. But if this is potentially the last season for Street Fighter 5, I want a good list of characters. People will give the last list a good, like, that was a good list. Like, we got freaking Lucia, which was strong, E Honda, we got Evil Ryu, what the fuck's his name? Kage.
We got Cop Chick.
That's Lucia.
Oh, okay.
And Poison. And I think that's all 4. Was there just 4? No, and Seth and
Seth and Gil.
Yeah, like 6 characters. That was a strong season.
And Seth and Gil are like good.
Yeah,
like real good.
Seth's really cool.
Seth's really cool. The fact that he has attacks from other Capcom fighters. Like, he's got the Brodia punch that Jin uses. He's got, like, JoJo attacks. Like, I love him. Or her, whatever it is now.
Well, it's his brain and a new robot.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, he's a robot, so it doesn't really matter what his gender is, so. Yeah, I keep thinking about Oro, and because this whole thing, he fights with one arm. You know, he has both arms. He fights with one so he doesn't accidentally kill somebody. That's a V skill right there. You go, and he pulls out his other arm. You know, like, it just writes itself.
Does he use his
It's
other
just like, I
arm
got
in
two.
anything else? I can't remember.
Street Fighter 3, one of his supers, he pulled out both arms and did like a hand sign, and then I think he threw like a fucking sun at them. Like, he barely uses it though. He fights with one arm. But that's all I think about is like, oh, you can just make him use his other arm and that'd be cool.
I would.
Abel, I don't know what they would do with him to make him feel like Street Fighter 5.
I mean, he is such a Street Fighter 4 character. Like,
he's very Street Fighter 4.
Like, he would. I feel like he would. They would probably. I feel like they'll probably put him in the game, and he would just go to the bottom.
rolling through fireballs would mess up a lot of people because Guile hangs out at the top a lot.
Yeah.
And rolling through fireballs would be a problem for Guile. But
I feel like he would go to the bottom. I feel like he would come out, everyone would be happy, but he would be just complete trash and just go to the bottom.
He'd hang out down at the bottom, yeah. He'd be one of those, if, I can't remember the fighter, the guy's name that played him in Street Fighter 4. But he was amazing with Abel. And I feel like he'd pick him back up, and he'd be the Abel you would see in tournament.
Yeah.
Nobody else would play that character. You
don't want Rusev?
I'd be okay with it.
Rusev,
but
he was weird. Footsie character.
The only character... It's true. The only reason I want Oro is because they've shown him a lot in the story, and he's only been in 3. They technically brought Q back before Oro, and that's weird. You know? Because, G and Q are the same person, you know. Which they haven't confirmed or denied. They just keep avoiding it. But I'm pretty sure that's Q.
Yeah.
But, he came back, and he was a Street Fighter 3 Third Strike only character. He's the only character they added to Third Strike was Q.
How many?
And that's weird.
Who are they missing from Street Fighter 3?
There's a lot of losers that were clones of other characters like Necro and Remy.
I heard there's a big everyone wants DJ back.
Which that's nostalgic for me, but
Sean? Was it Sean?
Yeah,
Sean.
Ken's pupil.
Yeah,
and that's Laura's little brother.
Yeah.
So, but that's another Shoto. And do you want to add another Shoto this late?
Nope.
You know, a Shoto who, by the way, didn't throw fireballs. It was one of his supers.
Yeah. Ooh, Dudley.
A lot of people want Dudley.
Ooh, Dudley.
A lot of people. And I'd be cool with that too.
I forgot about... Who's DJ? Why does that name sound like it's real?
He's the Jamaican guy from Street Fighter 2.
Okay, that's why.
He had the maracas.
Alright, yeah, that's why I knew. Yeah, Sean...
He had this smile that was this big. But, I mean, I'd be cool with Sean, but I don't think putting a Shoto this late in a game is smart. We just got Kage! We just got him. We've gotten a Shoto every season, haven't we?
Elena,
maybe we will get Sean.
Could she destroy this game?
Destroyed
SF4?
I'd be cool with Makoto. I like her.
Yeah, she's a fan service character everyone wants.
The only thing, she has the slowest walk speed in the world. But that's her thing, is she picks her spots, so I get it. But I don't know. I like Street Fighter 3 a lot. I competed in a lot of Third Strike tournaments, so it's nostalgic for me.
My favorites.
God, Yun Yang and Chun Li.
If I could,
I ran into so many Yun Yang and Chun Li's.
If I could just get Yun back, I would be fine.
I don't want the twins anymore. They were so good in 3. Then they brought them back for Super 4. And 4 Arcade Edition. And they were so good in that. The twins are too good. Specifically Yun. Yun is always... Yang's really good. Yeah. And then Yun's even better. It doesn't make any sense.
Or here's
They're both so good.
Here would be a cool one they could do. 12.
I've thought about that. And a lot of people have. Because people hated 12 and 3. You never saw 12 in tournaments. Nobody played it.
Ibuki. Ibuki's kind of a 12 character. She's
Ibuki is weird.
Yeah, Street Fighter 5 Ibuki is kind of 12 in her playstyle combined. Because she has that, she can, float in the air and stuff like that. I can't remember if she could do that in 3 also.
I think it was it wasn't as good.
Yeah.
It was a thing you could just stall yourself if you wanted to throw your daggers a little later, or your kunai.
Yeah.
I still call them daggers on accident, but Yeah, I don't know. I like Street Fighter 3 a
Me
lot.
too. I'm a big fan of Street Fighter 3.
I fe- and when they re-released it on 360, it was actually like glorious. Like its netcode was so good. Um, and then it just kind of fell away. Well, I would probably still be able to play it if my 360 worked, but my hard drive exploded,
Oh.
so I lost everything. That hurt. I had a Super Meat Boy save file with every achievement done on it, and I will never be able to do that again.
Damn.
My thumbs can't handle it. I remember the cramping in this thumb so bad. But it's getting late, my man. We've been talking for 2 hours.
I was about to tell you, dude. I was like, dude, we've just hit our longest mark. But
Yeah.
we've covered just about everything. We started with comic books. We went into
It was-
movies, video games, and we talked about anime.
We had some anime.
Anime about this much. Have you done
A
anything?
little bit.
Have you watched any anime this week or anything?
I watched a little, like 2 episodes of Noragami, and I don't think it's for me.
Yeah.
But I'm going to try to stick it out because it's only 13 episodes. I have 2 little points of, like, conversation. I found, I showed you before the stream, but I found Spider-Punk at Half Price Books, and he's dope. Like, he's so detailed for a little pop. And I love the whole Spider-Verse thing, so that makes me happy. And while at Walmart today getting groceries, I found caffeinated water.
Is it like sparkling water?
I'm gonna. No, there's no carbonation in it. It just has caffeine in it.
That's weird.
How much? I think it's 120 milligrams of caffeine. So it's like a little less than half of a Monster, but it's water.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna drink this at work tomorrow, and then when we record our next episode, I'm gonna give a review of carbonated water or caffeinated water. But that's all the shit I got for this week. Yeah.
All I did this week, I rewatched Naruto The Last. Up to Guilty Crown 5. Tower of Gods, I'm up to 5.
Is Naruto the last where him and Sasuke blow up each other's hands?
No, Naruto The Last is it's like, I think it's 4 years past the war. And
Okay.
it's pretty much, you could call it a romantic movie, like about him and Sakura starting their thing and him saving her and stuff like that. Like, that's pretty much the whole gist of that movie. But I rewatched that because I never really gave it a fair shot the first time I watched it.
Yeah.
It was alright.
Mhm.
I've been collecting Dragon Ball Super cards, and I got Kristen.
Like crazy.
Yeah, I got so many, dude. Dude, I'm going to my first tournament Saturday at that 3 Brothers Gaming. I'm so hyped.
Yeah.
I got Kristen this really cool Barbie. She actually did a video for the channel. I'm gonna be uploading tomorrow.
That's awesome.
But it's a color reveal Barbie. If you haven't seen videos on it, they're super cool. So you get this tube that has a Barbie inside of it. It comes with all the clothing. You take the clothing out of the tube. You put the Barbie, which is this just plain color, pink, green, whatever color. Put that back in the tube. You add water to fill up the entire tube. And then you sit it there, shake it up a little bit, let it sit. You pull out the Barbie. The color's gone, and you get your actual Barbie.
That's cool.
And then you put like the wig on, the clothes on her, and it's so freaking cool, dude. Like, I had so much fun with that, and that thing's like $15. Like, I recommend get it for the old lady, like, dude, because it's so cool.
Yeah.
Like, she had a lot of fun with it, but yeah, that's about it for me too, dude.
All right.
All right. Well, happy Father's Day to everyone. Of course,
Happy Father's Day,
we're
everybody.
early, but we want to do this week.
Mhm.
And I hope you have a good night, and peace out, everyone.
Later, brother.